How's it going, everybody? Welcome back to the Manga Panel Podcast. We have been on hiatus, and we are back from hiatus just as HunterXHunter returns to hiatus. We've been away for a little bit, but today I am joined by Key, Trent, and myself, Aiden. Thank you so much for having us back. We are back recording the podcast. It's been a few weeks. I think it's been like 8 issues.
Probably a month.
It's been 8 issues since we recorded. So I think there was a couple. I think there was a double issue or 2 double issues in there or something like that. Or this is a double issue, so it's been 8 issues. So it's been a while. We have a lot to catch up on. 4 new series have started. We're probably going to see the end of a couple of series real soon here. Obviously, HunterXHunter is leaving the magazine again, and we'll talk about that. There's a lot to talk about, and I just want to say sorry for the hiatus. We all just got incredibly busy. School is very busy, and life can be incredibly busy. Sadly, today, Bo will not be joining us because he's been busy and the schedule just cannot work out for all of us. But with that being said, let's jump right in. So obviously, we've been away for a while, and we're not talking about directly just the chapter this week. We're going to be talking about kind of what we missed in general. So as far as we've been away, what has been your favorite series since we last recorded, which was like a while ago? Generally, what is like in the past few weeks? What has been your favorite series, Key?
Undead Unluck. Undead Unluck has been my favorite thing to read every single time. Save it for the end, like every single time. I just get new chapters every week. It's the last thing I read, just because it's been peak every single time. So, Undead Unluck. If you didn't know, it's Undead Unluck. What about you, Trent?
I think I'm going to cheat a little bit and say Blue Box and Sakamoto Days. Sakamoto Days has been absolutely killing it with every fight. It had 2 awesome fights back to back. We got a lot of insight into a character that has been like kind of mysterious for a while. And then Blue Box has just been a really good drama / rom-com kind of thing. Or not comedy, but romance. And it's just been super solid. It's always solid. It's just keeping it up.
Yeah, I really echo that. I can't exactly. It's so tough to pick, but I have to talk about not just Akane, but easily Witch Watch. Like Witch Watch has been so incredible, and I feel like there's so much payoff happening right now, which has been amazing. So I'm super excited for Witch Watch week by week. It's been incredible. But yeah, that being said, like as we said, 4 new series have started since we've been away. We've started the Ichinose Family's Deadly Sins, Cypher Academy, Ichigoki's Under Control, and Fabricant 100, which have been 4 new series which have started since. And so we'll start by talking about them with Ichinose. Trent, how do you like Ichinose?
So, what's his name? Is it Taiken 5?
Yeah, I think
the manga. 5. It's something like that. I'm sorry, but if I read his previous series, Takapi's Original Sin, and that is one of the best series that I read last year, this year. Sorry, it was over the summer. But I think Ichinose kind of delivers on that same kind of feeling. It's a lot of like mystery and like depressing themes. So
kids getting bullied.
Yeah.
Why'd you move the million figure as he said kids getting bullied?
I was fixing my set deck.
If you like Takapi's kind of like theming, this one's not as severe because there's not like children killing themselves, but
yeah, that'd be a weird thing to put in a kids magazine.
Yeah, it is still really good and solid, I think. I'm excited to see where it goes. It's starting to explore more outside of the main character. So
yeah,
as the scope expands in the kind of character drama, I'm really excited to see where it goes.
Absolutely. Yeah, I echo that. Also, you were really close. It was Tyson 5.
Damn it.
But yeah, like Trent, you introduced me to Takapi, and holy shit, like that was one of the first manga I've read in a while. Like literally while reading it, like I felt like my stomach curl. Like it was just so like visually repulsive. And I knew, obviously, there's no way that Ichinose was going to be as bad as Takapi. Like, it's just it's violence and gruesome, just because it's in the weekly magazine. You cannot do that. You would not get away with that. But, at the same time, Ichinose has been really good. It's been a little confusing. I've been finding it a little confusing at times. I think maybe just more following on the weekly schedule has been a little different than, obviously, Takapi I read in one sitting. Like, literally one sitting. All that being said, it's generally really enjoyable. I think we have, like, a really interesting manga on our hands. I don't see this running for, like, a really long time, though. Like, I can't picture it running for a while. I feel like maybe 50, 60 chapters.
I think it could, if they, depending on, like, what direction they want to take in it. But just going off, like, his last work and how it was really short, all things considered, maybe not.
16 chapters. Like,
30 pages, so.
Yeah.
I don't know. Could go either way.
I almost wanted to be, like my idea of what PPP is, which is a short contained story that does what it does and finishes.
Yeah.
Makes its point, then it's gone.
Absolutely.
That makes sense. Mm-hmm. I think, yeah. I mean, I share that sentiment. I think it's a good series. It's good for shock factor. I think that he definitely has a style. Like, bullying kids is, like, his favorite thing to do in his stories, and
characters in general.
Weird, but
every character he writes is in this god awful, like, hopeless situation. Like, wrapped up in a murder, no memories. Like, it's always just like, damn, this dude's gonna die.
But he has that whole like master of the page turn thing that like horror manga are like known for. Like, you know how it's like you don't know what's gonna happen, but when you flip the page, then it's just like, oh shit, that happened.
Actually, the first chapter does that really well, because you flip the page and it's the first time he enters his room after he has amnesia. It's literally like an insane person room. Like,
it's crazy.
Actually, like a crazy person.
Has
writings on the wall.
Die all over the wall.
Crazy. I'm really curious to see how, like, it kind of, like, unravels, I guess, who they really are, and, like, I don't know how far we'll get with discovering who they are and who they were.
Mm-hmm.
Like, obviously the sister thing is really interesting. Like, I feel like if anyone's still intact with their memories, or the most, it's easily the sister, which I think that's something they might delve into. But yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Onto a series that is nowhere near as interesting. It's actually a fucking snooze fest. Cypher Academy, which is turning into...
If you guys look on the website, I know it's not officially ranked yet, but Cypher Academy, according to this, has, like, been doing better than the others.
I don't believe. There's no way.
Like, just looking at, like, it goes 1, 5, 11, that's kind of low, but then it goes 8, then 12, then 8. But then everything else has been kind of bouncing around, like, a lot more, I think. Like, Ichigoki's, like, stayed kind of low, or, like, around the mid section. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know how to explain it. But, I mean, obviously it's not officially ranked yet, but I agree. Ichigoki,
I have so many problems with it.
Me too.
Yeah, I'll talk quickly about it, because I haven't read anything since the first chapter came out. I read the first chapter, and that's, like, a bad sign, because I read the first chapter, and it was actually felt like such a slog to read. It was just so dialogue heavy that I didn't feel compelled
that's saying
to
something
read
for which Watch fan
the
doesn't.
Second, third chapter, and I was like, so I haven't caught up with it yet. I have to read it, but I've been behind.
I don't want to keep on this for too long, because it does suck. I'm just gonna rattle off 3 problems that I have with it. The main character sucks. They try to have him come off as, like, kind of smart, but it just comes off as he's nowhere near as smart as anyone else, and he's stupid. 2, he uses glasses to, like, solve the puzzles, and they're introducing that other people also use the glasses, so apparently everyone in this classroom is dog shit stupid. And then, the 3rd problem, the ciphers aren't interesting. I've not seen a single cipher yet that was like, oh, that's a cool puzzle. Like, they're all boring. They all suck. I hate it.
I think the guy that's doing this one wrote, like, Monogatari, didn't he?
Yeah.
Is that the case? So that's not
Monogatari talks about cool stuff, aside from, like, the pedophilia.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I guess you remove the pedophilia and that guy can't write shit. So...
No, I think that the main character has to hook you in whatever series you're, like, reading, or at least, like, the accompanying character, which, like, in Fabricant 100, we'll get into that in a little bit, but the main character has to be like at least somewhat interesting. But then, this is a personal opinion. I don't like the nervous character stereotype. Like the overly nervous person that is a complete moron or is secretly smart but then acts completely nervous or shy or something. I hate that character type. Yeah. It's why I'm having an issue with an anime, the new Gundam anime. It's stupid. I don't like it. I don't like the character type. Get off my screen. I don't want to read it anymore. Please cancel.
It's also not even just like a main character. Like it's also like if a premise is bad. And I do not think I like the premise to Cypher Academy. Like, I just don't think I care. Like, it's like, you don't have a good main character, and you don't have a premise that's hooking. So it's like, there's no, where's the give? Because this is all just take, you greedy-ass mom.
Also, there is a character that's been established as, like, kind of like the villain. And she's so much more interesting than the main character. She is infinitely more interesting. And it's just like, why not just make a manga about that character and have like a anti-hero kind of thing?
Yeah.
Instead, you have dude that looks like a girl and he's like, tee.
Yeah.
It's just stupid.
It's bad, dude. I don't know. Maybe there's something that we're missing here that's like appealing to the Japanese audience, and that's why it's doing relatively well. But right now, no, don't like Cypher Academy.
Yeah.
So
can we talk about something else now, or do we need to?
Yeah.
No.
Let's talk about something that I've been really enjoying is Ichigoki's Under Control. This manga is actually really funny, like genuinely really funny. It's this insane, over the top, constant humor that like I just really enjoy, and it lands really well. Because sometimes you look at a joke like this and you're like, will this land? And it hits. Yeah. I feel like it genuinely hits like most of the time.
I don't think there's a chapter that I've read that doesn't make me laugh at least once.
Yeah.
Yeah, first chapter definitely made me laugh out loud, like belly laughing, kind of laughing.
Yeah.
At least the first chapter. The last couple chapters, still funny. Not the same as the first chapter, but still funny. So yeah, I agree. How do we feel about the characters though? Like, do we like the two main characters?
I don't like the girl. I think for her being able to make a cyborg, she is so fucking stupid.
Yeah. Maybe that's why she can make a cyborg. Because she has no fucking, like, social cues. Like, she's the worst. She's so annoying.
Yeah, and it feels like she's supposed to be annoying and be like, haha, look how annoying she is. But she actually just pisses me off. And then I, like, stop laughing.
No, I love all the side characters that they've introduced, like
the student council president's pretty funny.
The student council president was really funny. I thought the flower guy
was
so funny. So funny. Like I absolutely love that part like so much. Well, I was kind of like, oh shit, we're like having like a delinquent chapter like right away, and that shit was actually so funny.
Agreed.
Yeah, the absurdities of Ichigoki is just like really well done, and I think like it's a solid, like it has like a solid and good sense of humor that has been consistent so far, which I really appreciate.
I think the absurdities are also just like clever. Yeah. Like when you read High School Family, Kokosei, it's like, whoa, isn't this crazy that it's his family? Whoa!
That's
you're just like, yeah, I get it. I've read the last 30 chapters. Thanks. But
it's episodic humor too.
Yeah.
Like I think that it has the same thing with Witch Watch where you have like a spell of the week or like a function of the week that he does because he has like the 101 or 100 and something different like functions that he has. He has like different abilities, right, that he got from being a cyborg. I think that can be done creatively as long as they actually build up like an actual story slowly along the way. That's kind of what Witch Watch does. It has its humor chapters, but then it has its serious arcs in between. So that's like the little sugar in between the like mass of bread.
Well,
I don't know.
I think like as long as Ichigoki is generally consistently funny, there's nothing wrong with it just sticking to being gag. Look at Roboco. Like it's like
I mean, yeah.
As long as it is hits an audience where like people find it funny, I think it's fine to just stay to the gag format as long as it's still enjoyable. But if there's like if it becomes dry or some of the jokes just don't consistently land, then I think that's where it like starts to branch into something else. But so far it's been like genuinely like, what are we, 5 chapters in? I think every chapter has been great so far.
I agree.
Yeah, and then next, something that's been really good so far is Fabricant 100. This is
the best thing that has come out the like recent 4 ones. This is my favorite. Easy. I swear to God. The premise is so good, dude.
It is.
Yeah, I've genuinely like really been enjoying this one. I think the story is really good. The art's very interesting. I think it's a really interesting art style, but it like almost feels like kind of like Victorian. Like I don't know why, but like it makes me feel more immersed in this like Victorian era, which I think I really like. As well as like
it's like
it feels like Sherlock. Or I was thinking like Sherlock Holmes kind of.
Yeah. I'm gonna pull up the chapters because I feel like I need to remind myself a little bit of what's been happening.
This is one where I'm worried that like I think if it doesn't add overarching stories, the constant like let's go to a town, study the news, find a monster can get dry.
I don't think it's gonna be that way.
And I don't think
they're starting it now, not going there.
And I think like obviously that this is like an important course to see how this direction goes, but I think there is that like that worry in the back of my mind that it can go that direction where it can the what it is can sour quickly. So as long as they keep it on the reins and keep it like interesting consistently, I can see no problems with this manga, like genuinely.
Yeah.
I like the way it's going. Where for the first like 3 chapters, we're under this impression that we're gonna just be going on a manhunt for all these fabricants, taking them down one by one. And at the end, there's this there's this lingering feeling of dread because the kid is gonna end up being turned into basically skin for fabricant number 100, and it's crazy. It's a really dark premise, but it doesn't really feel like it's played off that way most of the time because the fabricant 100 is really just goofy most of the time. Like I feel like it how do I put it? It's like who's seen Promised Neverland?
I've read it.
Yeah, if you read it. So it's like the mom character from the orphanage being. She's like that, except for more goofy, if it makes any sense. And I like
definitely. Also,
it's like
I get what you're saying because they play her like when you read the first chapter, you feel like she cares about the main character because it's like some sort of companionship. But it's really
for their own means.
Yeah, so it's like because she wants to keep him healthy to use his skin.
Yeah,
his body parts.
But then we get introduced to these like new characters, and they're like saying, "Oh, there's another way to do it," and now he's gonna go with them. And I'm just ready to like figure out what's gonna happen next. Are they gonna have like ulterior motives or something with the kid? Because I don't know. I kind of think it's gonna be weird if they separate him from the person he's been traveling with all this time.
Well, I think they established that in the last episode that Fabricant 100, one can't kill people because she's in this contract.
Yeah.
And then 2 has to go with them also because she's in the contract and she's afraid of this guy or not afraid, but like she is somewhat worried about the power of this group.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Maybe a little bit. But just at the end, they said there's a way to put a stop to the human casualties without killing all the fabricants. So, I don't know. Like I said, I'm just interested in it. I think it has a good story and it has a overarching like goal. And when we get to that goal, maybe the series will end or maybe it'll go on for a little bit longer. But at least we know there's a goal in sight where at the start of most of these things, I feel like there isn't really any sort of end goal because it has that Shonen Jump formula where they want to just go on for as long as possible. So, I like it. It's a good one.
And before we go on, just one thing. I think the character dynamic of Fabricant 100 being so self-serving is interesting enough that I don't want her to ever have a moment where she turns nice. I legitimately don't want that.
I don't want it either, bro.
I would even like almost want her to be like the final villain
Yeah.
Or something.
It would make sense because I mean they've been kind of sticking with like the lower numbers because those are like the less perfect ones, and then as they get up to like the higher, more recent ones, that's when they get stronger. And that also leaves a lot of room for creativity for the guy because then he can like make a bunch of wild looking characters.
Right.
You know, I think it's really good.
Yeah, it's been very.
Are we gonna talk more about like other stuff that's already been going on, or what else are we talking about today?
Yeah, we're gonna talk about the rest of the Jump series.
Okay.
Yeah. Out of the 4, generally, I think if anything's at risk of being canceled, it's Cypher Academy. See a Cypher.
Yeah. It's really hard to say out of the other 3 because Ichigoki's gagged, so it doesn't have competition. No. The other 2 are just generally like really good. Also, Ichinose is like not shonen battle, so it also kind of doesn't have competition.
Yeah,
but
and Paprikant's not really a battle as much as it is like a mystery in my opinion, but
I would categorize it as battle, kind of. But I think actually out of anything, is long under the circumstances that as long as Ichigoki holds up to what it is been, I think if anything it's Fabricant that's at risk of being canceled just because it is at the end of the day a kind of more battle manga than anything, and it has more competition in the rest of the magazine, and I think that is what can end up getting it beaten out. Other than that, I really don't see any of these really getting canceled except for Cypher, just because I think it's stale, and obviously we'll really see the effects of it when it starts getting ranked. At least I'm interested. But yeah, with that being said, let's start off with Ginka and Gluna, and let's talk about how that's been. Trent,
sad.
I feel like you have a...
Me and Key have talked about this in our time over Christmas.
Yeah.
We don't care about the characters that much. We don't think there's any stakes. This whole library arc's been kind of boring.
Yeah.
It's really weird to see the strongest wizards already, and then we're not only seeing the strongest wizards, we're also seeing Ginka just be able to obliterate them as soon as he enters the fight, which is dumb. And he's not even at his strongest, because guess what? His body split into like 20 different pieces.
Yeah.
So it's like, why are you? I have so many problems with it.
Yeah,
but
I do.
So
I read this like literally just the other night and like a setting and just caught up, and I was like, I thought it was solid, but there's definitely huge gaping problems in it. I thought like there was a moment, I think it was chapter 14 or 15, where they had the one girl. And obviously...
The Pigtails girl?
Pigtails girl, yeah. I thought that moment was solid. I thought that was really good. But yeah, like, looking at it, like, Ginka is this huge problem where he's, like, way overpowered. And there's no reason that he should be as powerful as he is at chapter 16. And, like, this should be, like, at chapter 160. The way, like, the stakes are. But then I was reading it, and actually as I was reading it, I thought the same thing. I was like, I already feel like this is kind of, they're putting like a few bows on things just to end this fucking manga already. I feel like there's a good chance that this manga could be ending because it just hasn't been generally ranking well. I think it's only been like 4 or 5 weeks with bad ranking.
Right now it's 15, 18, like in the rankings right now it's 12.
It did rank bottom this past issue. So.
And with HunterXHunter gone, I feel like we could see it just doing more negatively, but we'll see how that goes. We'll see how that goes.
I'm going to go into PPP if you guys are.
Yeah, I don't have too much more to say about Ginka.
I mean, Tokyo Demon Bride, we don't really have to say a lot on it, except for that it has been awful. I'll take that out.
Like longer before we get there. But,
what are you guys looking at with the rankings? Like, I thought we were on issue 4 or 5.
We are. You're looking at the...
Oh, yeah, I was looking at the top. Right. Yeah. All right.
No, you're good. I mean, we can get Tokyo Demon Bride story, because I don't want to talk about it either.
I don't want to talk about it. So I was just thinking we might as well get it out of the way, because we're talking about like the more recent ones anyway.
Let's get it out of the way. It sucks.
It sucks. We talked about
it. I just skim it and go, yeah, it looks shitty.
It is. I don't even know what's really going on with it anymore. Like I think that like I will say like one of
health.
the recent chapters kind of caught me off guard because they actually gave the main character some character. They gave him a bat.
Yeah, they gave him a bat because he's a big frat boy.
Gave him a baseball bat, and now he's doing stuff. That's it.
That's awesome. Wow.
Yeah. It's just like Gintoki, with the wooden stick.
Yeah, just like Gintama. It's actually funnier, but PPP.
Yeah, PPP. Let's just go before make Aiden mad, dude.
I really don't know what to say. It's as artistic as it's ever been.
Yeah.
Sword Chica's been going on this whole journey.
They killed his
He's such an interesting character.
They killed his.
They did kill his mom.
I don't think we were doing the podcast when they did. They killed it. His mom died, and none of the kids met with them.
Yeah,
that was terrible. Like I was like, holy fuck! I was like, I was not expecting them to pull that punch, but they did.
Ratio.
And yeah, it's been really good because we had the. I think it feels artsier than it's ever felt because like people are just like walking around, like people are just places. Like there, like a couple chapters ago, there's like Lucky just hanging out at the graveyard, just staring at a butterfly in the sky.
Sword Chica's kind of just reminiscing about how him and Lucky used to kind of get along.
Yeah.
There's the chapter though where what's his
Last
name?
chapter is beautiful.
He ran into the dad, the Otogami, and then he ran into Sword Chica.
Yeah.
Which was crazy.
It's really hard to talk about PPP though.
It's very much art over like actual dialogue, I think, most of the time, but that's when its strength is really in play.
Yeah.
I think his art is really incredible. Not sure where he's gonna go with the story now, but I do kind of like recently there was the one girl that was like taking piano with Lucky at the academy or whatever, and she's gonna become a conductor or something.
That,
yeah.
I'm glad they're branching out a little bit outside of just piano. Like they're going other routes. That's cool. Yeah. I think that could help.
I think generally the direction, I think that was the kind of pointed at this when Lucky's mom died, or the mom died, because was that they're going to kind of go in the direction that Lucky still has the intention that the end goal is to play with all the siblings. Like that is still the end goal of this manga, and I think the end goal of the manga, where it's like all the siblings perform together, is kind of like, I guess, almost like a slight against his father, and that might be more in that direction, but also still the end goal, I feel, is probably just to play with everyone together. And I feel like that either is like the final chapter or one of the final few chapters, because Lucky decided that even though his mom is dead, it doesn't mean he still can't play for her with his siblings. So I think that's just the direction and kind of the focus of the manga for as far as Lucky goes, and I think we're going to see a little bit more branching. A part of this tells me that I don't think he expected to be going this long. A little bit. So I think there's more story that he still wants to tell that he wasn't sure he was going to get to, and I think we'll see like another like 20 chapters or so, which is great because I do enjoy PPP. It's very artsy. I love it. It's literally like an art house film of manga.
Right.
But let's talk about something that's definitely more action-packed, and it definitely does not deserve to be bottom 4. Mashele.
Mash is back. Mash is fucking back in the fucking manga.
I can't believe he's back. I feel like it's been like literally... It was so long. It was literally so long. It's been like 15...
It's been 28 chapters.
No fucking way.
Because I think his training arc ended 110, like ish.
Holy
shit. Makes sense.
Because that's when I got caught up.
And he's like stronger than ever. That's always cool. He's going up against the guy that he lost to originally, and that's what started this whole training arc. So that's always great. It's a good feeling.
It's also a really cool fight.
Yeah,
it's like just a really
dude. The eyelid blade catch.
Yeah, dude, it was fucking hilarious.
Just like tink.
Yeah, this has been incredible.
Flexing, dude. Flexing.
I still like, I don't understand why when he takes off the bracelet, his hair gets spiky and his skin gets darker. I don't know if I'll ever get that.
I don't know, man.
They never explained it, because it was in the middle of a fight.
Hmm.
It's just a thing.
It's a thing. It happened. We're good.
I guess that's Mash's Super Saiyan.
Sure.
Yeah.
We'll stay that for now because I mean we don't know, and I mean we've been the magazine's been on break for like a week and a half or something, right?
New Year's.
So it's good. Mash is back. We like it.
Yeah,
Everyone loves it.
The art and the action has been fucking incredible.
Page spreads are on point. Yeah, I don't know. It's an action manga, so at the end of the day, I mean, we've gone over this before. Not a ton to talk about, but it's good that Mashel's back in his own manga.
I guess one thing we could say is we've gotten a little bit of information, like voice actors and kind of like stuff for the anime.
Yeah.
Anime looks solid.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, I'm excited. The anime even, I think, airs like this April. I think that's when it's supposed to start.
Probably.
Yeah, I think.
If it's this April, that's incredibly soon.
Mm-hmm.
That's good. Like that.
I
What
think
else?
with that, or I think I've said everything I have to say on Mash.
Yeah, me too. I don't know.
It's really hard to talk about it because it's just like, yep, Mash is in the magazine.
Yep.
Good.
Mash is back.
Fights good.
Yeah,
Very.
How's high school going?
I actually, so I think as soon as we stopped recording the podcast, it got funny. It got funny again.
Really?
Yeah.
It's hilarious.
Because so they were building up for like 4 or 5 chapters before when they were on this vacation, that they were going to do this confession, and he confesses to this girl, and in the middle of his confession, his dad is going for a jog, and it's just fucking. It's
that part got me, but then we went through the Shogi stuff again. You know,
and the Shogi stuff was so funny, genuinely. I actually thought it was great. I thought Haruka.
No.
I thought it was good. And then Haruka's playing Shogi with this old fucking man on the bus, and they get kicked off the bus.
That was okay.
And then
that
with
was
the Disneyland.
Good.
I don't mind the Shogi stuff. I also think Shogi's an interesting game.
Yeah, sure, Aiden. It's an interesting game, but it wasn't funny. It was just a tournament arc thing that happened.
I thought it was better than it has been for the last while. Also the like where they chose their career path after they came back from Okinawa. There's some really good jokes in that one, where like the father brings in his father, and he's like hard of fucking hearing.
Yeah, that part was good.
No, it definitely got like I think genuinely it went back to being more consistently funny than like that it was, because for a while it just wasn't funny at all.
Yeah. I don't know. Still don't really care for the Shogi stuff. It feels out of place when it's trying to be a comedy manga. If it was trying to go for a more slice of life in a shonen magazine, then I'd get it, but I don't know.
No, I think it's good. I like the whole like Haruka's this like fucking Shogi demon and scares all these older people.
Wait, the Shogi stuff is the
think
Shogi stuff based on around the kid?
Yeah.
The little sister?
The youngest sister.
No, they're dog shit chapters then. It's the worst character in the manga.
I'm glad that you agree with that, man, because I genuinely don't
like read these chapters, I guarantee you that they're dog shit, because that character sucks.
I think this is the best she's done. I think this is the best stuff she's done. Like they had her hanging out with the gals. This is way better for her. Because it's like it's literally this child they give like fucking ominous spirals when she's playing Shogi. It's awesome.
If this was a Shogi manga, I think I'd be pleasing, dude. But this isn't a Shogi manga. That's what I'm saying. It's just like
I would be pissed if this was a Shogi manga. This would suck if it was just a Shogi manga.
All right.
But anyways.
On to the real Shogi manga. HunterXHunter.
HunterXHunter. This is actually true. Everyone says the best part of HunterXHunter is when they play Shogi with a fucking Karma Chameleon. But dude,
I caught up on HunterXHunter like literally the night before the chapter 400 came out.
I do not believe that's possible. But
yeah, I did.
This manga sucks ass.
It's not great. Not the current arc that we're in, anyways. but
no, the Succession arc is just so. There's too much going on. Like generally, like I just.
Why do there have to be 14 siblings? Why not just make it like 6?
Yeah, there's 14 siblings. Like 3 of them are infants, something like that. I'm not even kidding. It's just there's way too much going on, and I think, but like more of like what just happened recently, was that they actually one of the more interesting things, which I did find a little boring, but it was better than what it's been, was they go into the backstory of the Phantom Troop, and that was generally great. That was genuinely
I like that.
Really solid, and because it's so important to HunterXHunter as a whole. And so I'm glad they kind of took a break from running around with random mafia dudes on a boat and decided to do that.
It's the HunterXHunter JJK syndrome, bro. Like they just focus on characters that don't matter.
And
they're gonna die.
And so what I really liked the most about it was I didn't at first. I was like, this is too wordy. How are you making something so cool kind of boring? Like I'm almost like not caring right now. And then they build up this backstory between these characters, and they have one chapter, and this is I was like Togashi, look at you go, and he has half this chapter where there's not a single line of dialogue, like there is like next to none, and I was like, I've never seen a HunterXHunter chapter look like this. Like where are the bubbles? The bubbles are supposed to take up 90% of the page, and it's one of the easily one of the greatest moments that I've seen HunterXHunter do in probably 70 chapters from HunterXHunter, which I was just really impressed by. And I'm hoping for better things. Obviously, this is now out of the magazine. Like it is now no longer ever going to run in Weekly Shonen Jump again. It'll probably be moved to a different magazine, like a monthly magazine or a digital only or something like that. They're just gonna do something with HunterXHunter so that it can work more towards Togashi's schedule.
Yeah, and that's great. I think it's really great. If it goes to Jump Plus or something, and then he can just come out with chapters whenever he feels like it or whenever he can, and he can actually do longer chapters if he wanted to. So that's good. Elusive Samurai.
Yeah, let's talk about Elusive Samurai.
Where do we even begin? I feel like I'm trying to remember a lot of the stuff that actually happened in these, but it's been so long.
All I remember is they fought Horseman.
Yeah, Elusive
Samurai. Yeah, I remember Horseman.
Horseman, I think, is where we left off with, and Horseman was a good fight, and then now we've gone into there's a little bit of a break chapter, kind of telling us where we are and with the generals, and then we're moving to I can't remember what the city where it is, but we're moving to the main city. We're almost there.
I remember where we're at, actually. The main demon dude's brother.
Yeah.
Led an army straight to the Hojo clan, and then he's super charismatic, and he's trying to out charisma the Hojo people so that they lose faith in them.
He rolled a charisma 100.
They said it was almost akin to a grown up yelling at a child. And that it's throwing down morale, so we're gonna have to see what Tokiyuki does, and Rebellion.
I think Tokiyuki's he's got that riz. He's gonna pull through, and
he's gonna riz up the war general.
Yeah.
I think it's funny though that they made it very clear that this guy just does not know how to fight at all.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
His brother's the the really cool general or whatever, and he's just the politician brother that's being sent out to basically talk down to this child. It's great.
Yeah, I've genuinely been enjoying it. I thought I was gonna hate the horse fight, but I thought it was really, really good. Even
horse fight was good.
Even when the horse dude died, I was like, this is actually such a good arc. Genuinely, this was really good because it also had stakes on his other retainer, which I think we're in the series. Because I think also same for this fight. Another one of his retainers is gonna step up, and now we're kind of growing Tokiyuki's relationships with his retainers before the final fight.
Yeah.
And
I will say one thing insane that happened is Horseman put a straw into a horse's head and then sucked its brain out.
Yeah.
That is a thing that happened, and it was probably the weirdest thing that I've read for a while.
Yeah. I'd say that's pretty much right. I did not see that coming, but we all knew the horse character guy was like weird. All of them were in a sense, but I just didn't really expect that. So,
talking about weirdos, Undead Unluck fans. All right, how do they feel about Undead Unluck?
All right, Undead Unluck is peak right now, bro. Let me tell you why. So, they're in the final loop. It's the 100th loop, and this is literally their last chance to get it right. They have all the stuff they need to actually make it happen too. Because as we know, Fuko got sent back in the loop by herself. Andy's going to be there too because he's undead and he survived. They haven't actually met up together since the loop started. So they've been working separately. Fuko is out here by herself kind of gathering up the ultimate team of just everyone, like getting everyone on their side while also preventing all of the tragedies that triggered their abilities. So she's basically saving them from suffering any kind of tragedies because she knows when they're going to happen and where. And she's also inserting herself in a way to where she can kind of still activate the abilities, but make it so that it's not so sad and they aren't like permanently mentally scarred for life, if that makes any sense. Meanwhile, Andy, while we haven't seen him, we know that he's out there actually gathering up the 3 legendary artifacts that we need to actually successfully beat God at the end of the manga. And when he shows up, it's going to be incredible. Also get a lot of fun comedy bits because Fuko knows like all the lottery numbers and shit that's been happening. She's just been like placing down bets, like massive bets on lottery tickets and winning. So she's like this multi-millionaire with just like endless funds for like research, and it's just great. It's good storytelling. I've been liking this arc a lot more than I have past arcs because we get like characters that we didn't really get to know. Like you guys didn't really read a ton of Undead Unluck, right? Have you guys read any of it?
2 chapters.
5 chapters. Okay, then maybe you didn't get to that point. There was this character called Gina, right? She had like this brown circle hat. I don't know. Maybe you didn't get to that part.
Did she have like invisible stairs that she could make?
Yeah, that was her. We get reintroduced to her. We get reintroduced to her in this chapter as like a young version of herself, and she got this whole arc of just like accepting who she was and how to better use her ability, and it was just awesome because they're fighting this really strong this really strong enemy, and it's just awesome. So cool. I know it's all sounding like French to you guys because you aren't really caught up, but genuinely this arc is so good. So good. Anyone that's reading right now and actually still watching the podcast at this point, you will agree with me. I guarantee it. All right, but then we get a one-shot called Noko Ribi. I don't know. And then Ichinose Family's Deadly Sins. We talked about that. Akane. Yeah.
And holy shit, Akane has been nothing short of what it's been this entire run. It's been so fucking good. This last arc has been actually so incredible. I was like, it was quite a while ago we were introduced to the, like, I guess her current mentor. And holy shit, it's been just like so good. Like genuinely.
She's like the first woman Rakugo.
Yeah.
Artist, right?
The
first one.
Big one, I think.
First big one, right. And she's like basically teaching Akane her techniques, but in the last chapter we've kind of got like this thing saying, oh, like you suck, you can't pull this off because you don't have like that, how do I say it, sex appeal?
Yeah.
Or something. I don't know. It was like this alluring thing, like you can't do the voice right.
The story that Akane is doing is a genre of maidens, kind of.
It's the courtesan, like the
like a courtesan. So Akane doesn't really exude that kind of air about her. So it's like a character
energy, you know.
Yeah, it'd be like The Rock playing someone that's not The Rock, like in a movie.
She's Rizless, bro. She has zero Riz.
Yeah. So.
Yeah.
It's been an interesting.
Past few chapters.
We're finally having Akane like just really struggle.
Mm-hmm.
She struggled with a guy kind of like bullying her, and then she stood up to that, and then like hurt her reputation amongst like the generational kind of Rakugo.
And I thought that was interesting because obviously that's kind of what we're still seeing the repercussions of, and that's why. But that's why this master is teaching her Rakugo, because she was so impressed,
like fiery.
By that. And like just like the like her will to go against the standards, because that's also how she became a Rakugo artist, which I thought was really good. I think it's been amazing how this has all been circling. These last 5-10 chapters have been fucking incredible. Like, genuinely,
I agree.
So I'm really excited with this direction. Like, if it obviously keeps up, like there's never been a chapter of Akane that has disappointed in any way.
And there's stakes too this time, because she has to have this story mastered by like a certain time so that she can perform it. And I think it's also kind of funny that up to this point we hadn't seen her fail, and that's all because she's been performing like one of the 5 stories that she knows. So I thought that was actually kind of surprising that they gave her a flaw. She doesn't actually know that many stories, so that leaves a lot of room for her to grow and actually learn a lot of different things. Hopefully, maybe it'd be cool if she learned from like a bunch of different masters, not just this person. You know,
I think she will down the
different
line.
Styles. Yeah. Yeah, no, kind of good, as always. Witch Watch is next, and it's been good.
Yeah, talk about it, Aiden. Talk about how good it is.
Yeah, it's been incredible. Obviously, like, we're seeing the like kind of training arc to what the next arc's gonna be, where he fights Ran again, and what a cool way to do a training arc and also cram so much like backstory into one go. Like, this has been like really well done,
and a callback too, like to that one spell, the fast forward spell. I thought that was cool.
Yeah, I think like obviously Witch Watch is really paying off. Like, if you're paying attention, then it's really paying off to long-term readers. And it's like genuinely been consistently good. Really funny when it's not even on these specific few chapters, but also like really funny. The last few chapters were really good. But yeah, no, the fight arc is just making me so much more excited for the fight arc. Like, this is gonna be so fucking good. I also really liked the part where they almost reveal, like, because he was also being taught by Rand's fucking dad, and that was crazy.
Yeah.
And I love the scene where the bearded master was like, "Wait, you're this guy?" And fucking Morihito punches him. I was like, "Oh, just making sure we're sparring." Also, when he came out of the training arc, he's fucking shredded. I was like, "Holy shit!"
I mean, he was already toned, but like, he's definitely had a power up.
He was built. Now he's built like a shit brick house. Holy fuck. Which is crazy. So I'm excited to see. I'm excited to see how it goes. I also really like
Me
and
too.
it's like, it was also really funny too. Like, I love the bit at the end where like Nico's having a moment where she's like, "Wow, Morihito, you must have changed so much," and he comes out and starts yelling at them like immediately. I thought that like polarity was amazing. But yeah, it's been really good, and I'm actually super excited for the fight with Ran. Like, that's gonna be amazing.
Yeah, I also really like all the masters. Like, all their designs were really, really cool, and I like their different personalities. And I like that they were called out for having those personality traits. It's very, very fun. It is exciting to know that we're actually going to be getting some more fights and stuff, because I feel like the last time we had this was during like the wolf arc, if you want to call it that. I think that's my favorite kind of thing with comedy series, is when they can have like their jokes most of the time, but then eventually there will be callbacks and there will be actual story happening.
So your favorite
somewhere
thing
down
about
the line.
comedy manga is anything
Is
but
not
comedy.
No, look, I like the comedy, but I also like when there's action coming up inside of it to like spice things up and change up the pace, if that makes any sense.
So like comedy shonen. So like, if it was like purely comedy, you're not having it. But if it's comedy and then battle,
I wouldn't say that either, because Roboco is like 99% comedy and like 1% backstory. So
that's true.
Yeah.
But yeah, Black Clover, tell us about it. Trent.
Shouldn't be this high.
No.
It shouldn't be this high.
It's also revealed that the place that we were saying is kind of like Japan is literally just actually Japan.
It's just
like
Japan.
It actually is just Japan. Like they do a zoom out of the island and it's actually just Japan.
It's called Land of the Rising Sun too, so it's like
it is also called that. So
that's crazy they called it.
Maybe Black Clover takes place in our world like super far in the past, which is not something that needs to exist. I don't care.
It doesn't need to, but you know.
I don't think it's cool. I think, whoa, it's in the real world is always the dumbest fucking world building.
Yeah.
But,
I mean, sometimes it can work.
Like, I don't know. It's like, really, magic was this strong, and then it's like all of a sudden no one knows magic. Like, really? But
I don't know, man. Yeah, no, Black Clover, I mean, while it's good that's back, and I'm like happy that it is, it's not great right now.
Yeah,
I don't really look forward to it anymore.
I don't either. It's also heavily focusing on the worst part of the story, which is its main character. We're also in the middle of a fight of 5 characters we don't know.
Yeah.
So there's that.
Fucking.
Also, there are also 5 of the most stereotypical.
Bro.
Yeah, there's also 5 of the most stereotypical fucking characters ever, and they're not interesting.
Tropes.
Yeah,
they're character tropes. They're not characters. They're character tropes. So that's why I find most annoying about it. Also the fact that they keep on feeling the need to like differentiate like what they call magic in this land. Just call it magic. You don't need to make it complicated. You don't need to make this like it's a third world country, bro. Like just call it what it is.
Well, it's Japan. It's not animation. It's anime. It's like the same thing.
I don't know.
That's about all I gotta say. I'm much more excited to talk about Blue Box.
Yeah, holy fuck, it's been amazing.
Let's talk about Blue Box, the other B manga. All right.
Dude, rip fucking Hina fans, bro.
Shut up. We're still in this. We're still in this. Right? We are still in the fight. All right? We still are. We're still in this. All right?
JuJutsu fans rise.
Look, Hina fans are still in this until there are wedding bells. I will not quit on this ship until there are wedding bells, okay? Okay.
I can't wait.
Let's talk about the actual plot.
I can't wait for there to be wedding bells, and Key's like, dog, wait for the affair arc.
Wait for the divorce arc, he goes crazy.
He goes crazy. He's like middle-aged, he's playing badminton. He's barely swinging the racket.
Dude, if it's anything like
marriage, that'd be like a School Days plot twist. You know?
If it's anything like my parents' marriage, the divorce arc goes crazy.
All right. Let's talk about the actual plot now. I know that this is supposed to be a romance manga, but there has to be other stuff to talk about. Like, I don't know who the hell this guy is. I mean, he could steal Shinatsu, man. I mean,
no, he can't.
He's coming at it full force.
There's no way he steals. Taiki's gonna embarrass this motherfucker.
He embarrassed himself in the last chapter.
Truly.
He actually made such a fool of himself because like Chinatsu saw him from a mile away and was like, "I'm not having any of that shit."
Right.
Yeah.
Which was
more interesting than that guy because that guy's an actual douchebag. Chinatsu's old friend from like middle school basketball has entered the story, and she like hates Chinatsu or something.
Yeah.
She's just
we don't know much. Yeah. We don't know much about her, but I'm excited to see this character drama that's not tied to romance necessarily.
Also,
tired of it.
Yeah. Also on the back of because we want more romance, right, Trent? We're seeing like a weird, like an interesting growth in the relationship between Taiki's friend, I can't remember his name, Glasses, and the team manager.
Yeah. I every time I see them together, I'm like rooting for them.
Yeah.
Because those two characters.
Background characters.
Well, I think the Pigtails girl is actually just an interesting character, and then the whole time the manga has been running, I wish that the other Taiki's friend has more development, and now he's getting it, kind of, not really, but he's kind of getting it.
One thing I desperately have to talk about that just like I just have to mention. It was like in chapter 80 where she flipped him off. She flipped him off, and they censored her middle finger. It was so fucking awesome.
How do I not remember that? That sounds awesome.
The end of chapter 80, it's just fucking, it's a masterpiece. I love it so much. But yeah, Blue Box has been probably the best it's ever been. I actually really love it.
Also, the
only saying
volumes
that because Hinata fans finally got a win, dude.
So, we've been winning. We've been winning
since chapter 1, and actually since the one shot. So
83 chapters.
We had our segment where we were getting W after W with Hina. Okay.
Yeah,
Hina's still the best girl. She deserves better, dude. She deserves better. She's the best girl in this manga. I'll stand by that. All right.
It's not a dub.
JuJutsu
it
is
ends in
bland. She is flat. All right.
Did you say she's flat?
JJK. No, like as a character, she's flat.
Oh,
she's a flat character.
This guy watches Monogatari.
We're skipping Yozakura. You don't want to talk about
Yeah.
I don't care. We can skip Yozakura today. I don't have anything to say about it except yay, something happened.
My head.
Dad died.
That's it.
Yeah. I wanted to talk about how it was horseshit, but yeah, we can do that.
I don't think it's. I think it's been as good as it's been, but that is dog shit. So it's not that good.
I think. Okay, like sorry to call it horseshit. That's a whole thing. But I think I wasn't a big fan of the twist. I felt it was weird.
Yeah.
I would have liked the mom twist. I had speculated on before.
It was dumb to have Momo do all that he did and just be like, "Here's my plan." What? Why? Why?
Also, his plan doesn't like getting all the siblings together, mind controlled, doesn't help his plan.
No.
Because guess what would have been better if he would have just showed them the plan, and then they would have all worked with him anyways.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because it's their father. It's their father. They would have worked with him. It's crazy.
Exactly.
It doesn't make any sense. And I felt that would have been a way better segue to introduce. Like, I mean, I guess it's more climactic, and more like cinematic to introduce this new villain this way. But then I feel like there's no stakes. Like if they had cornered their father in a different scenario or something, and then he's like, "This is why I'm doing all this. You're better to take the plan," and then he like sacrificed himself. No, this sucked. He explained nothing, died, gave them the heart, and then he didn't because he fucking lost.
He's like,
he lost everything. There was no point to any of it. He did it all so he could pass on the plan, but he loses it because some other guy because he took too long. Some other guy comes in and kills him.
And he's like the maker of the Yozakura, which I guess is kind of interesting, but at the same time, it's like the Kaguya twist at the end of Naruto. You have this like god figure that shows up at the end out of nowhere. I mean, there might be some foreshadowing, but not really enough to really justify it. And if Bo was here,
completely
he'd kill me
agree
for
with
it. I'm cutting out, aren't I?
I was like, you shouldn't.
I cut out, didn't I?
You're gonna summon Bo, but anyways, I think this is worse of an asshole than that because there's no stakes where there is like, oh, there's somebody else. Like Naruto, at least there's obviously like there's enough that foreshadows that there's obviously a higher power than Madara. There's always a thing that was foreshadowed. This there's literally nothing. There's not a single thing that foreshadows that there is, except for the original Yozakura. There's nothing that foreshadows that there's some guy who created Yozakura who's still walking around.
Even that isn't even good foreshadowing because they showed all of the old generations of Yozakura family, and then in one chapter they all died.
Yeah.
So it's not even like a good fucking twist. Also, all of the world building has been focused on the Spy Association, and guess what? This has nothing to do with that. No. So I guess we'll never fucking finish that.
It's just it's frustrating, but I'm glad Yozakura has gotten an anime. Hopefully that will kind of like retcon some of the things that I found problems with in the long run.
No,
it'll probably
maybe it'll cut out some of the first few chapters, like the slice of life ones at school.
I liked those.
Yeah,
I like those chapters.
A bit of the better era. I'm excited to kind of re-watch it and then like see maybe I like it more on the second go. I don't know. I hope. I want to say I hope I do, but I probably won't. But yeah, I think it's been solid. I was actually like genuinely really enjoying the fight with Momo up until they killed him. I was like, okay, wait, hold on, this is kind of getting good again. This is like being good.
Yeah.
And then they pulled the greatest ass pull I've ever seen in my life. I was like, are you kidding me? I was like, I tried to love you. JuJutsu Kaisen.
So confusing. I don't understand it. What is happening?
Why?
I can't remember what was happening either. I need to look.
It was in a really good fight, and then they said, "Just kidding." Oh.
I kind of knew that was gonna happen because they're fighting the main bad guy, and it's the first fight.
Yeah.
But it's like you're. Also, the end of the chapter, he finds like the fetus of the alien man, the principal, and it's just like, man, what are you doing? What are you doing, man?
He's gonna kill him, and that's how it's gonna end.
I guarantee you the JJK fans actually know what's going on. They understand the impact of this, but
I don't think they do. I think JJK fans are in their own world where everything's awesome because it's JJK. But I don't know. Calling Game has really low lows and then pretty high highs, and and we're in a low right now. And it sucks.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong, the fight was cool.
The fight
was cool until it ended.
And Noritoshi has been so fucking good up until this chapter, pretty much.
Yeah.
Like, genuinely have really enjoyed it. Even when it got a little confusing, the art was sick enough where I was like, woohoo!
Also, the fight wasn't... The only thing confusing about the fight is where they were. Mm-hmm. I didn't understand where they were fighting. Yeah. And, like, what the stakes of it was. Because the stakes of it kind of felt like they were in some, like, simulation world, but I didn't know who was, like, causing that simulation. Like, I don't know. Like... I understand reverse curse technique and how she's able to heal herself. I understand her power of being able to, like, make herself more dense. So, that was fine. Their use of the... Oh, what are the demons called in this manga?
Cursed spirits?
Yeah, the curses. The use of the curses kind of was confusing, but I don't know. No. Also, her making herself a black hole is kind of badass.
Yeah.
But
that's the same thing with me at dinner time when it's sushi, bro. You know, I make myself into a black hole.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, cool fights. That's what a lot of JJK's like best moments are, and it's kind of same with Match where there's not really a ton to talk about. But I don't know. We'll just wait until next chapter to see what's going on, which is soon because at the time of this recording, it's like less than 24 hours until next week. Mm-hmm.
Also. So we're Sakamoto now. Holy fucking shit.
We've missed two of the best fights in the whole manga.
This is okay.
We have.
Like, holy shit. I think they made, like, when we were first introduced to Yozakura, I was like, okay, this guy's sick. This guy's a cool character. Yeah. He's like
the best character.
The coolest fucking character ever. His backstory is so crazy that he married an assassin and she had a fucking kid with him just to kill him. That's the craziest thing ever. Like,
his backstory is so good it makes a different character better.
Yeah. And it's like, and it also like that also pushes like I think it's Seba to be a better character. No, it's not Seba. It's
Ayame.
Oh god.
Or just talking about the goth girl with the chainsaw.
No.
Or that chainsaw, or whatever it is.
The guy that's the grandson of the janitor.
Oh.
Yotsuda's son.
Right.
His son.
Yeah, so son. Hold on, I'll tell you.
One of the four characters that look exactly the same with like the black hair.
Genuinely do not have that different of an appearance. Oh, Amane.
Yeah, Amane. I mix around the Y and the M. I said Ayame.
Yeah. No, that part. This fight has been so fucking good. And then not just that, but also it made Shishiba a way cooler character. Like that fight was so sick. And then fucking he doesn't like kill him, but he falls in the river and Nagumo grabs his body out of the river. Which is also
Nagumo's a complex character now.
Yeah, he's like this like he's like a double
Double agent. Yeah.
And he's two-faced too, bro. I like that he can like joke around and like be super goofy and stuff, but deep down he's like cunning.
Yeah.
He's kind of like dangerous.
He's like you obviously would have checked to see he was finished off, right? Like that part was sick. I was like, holy fuck. Also, while all of this is happening, I kind of completely forgot because the fight with Yozakura has been amazing. Sakamoto just fucking is still wrecking Kataguri, this director.
Yeah.
Which has been so good. The Sakamoto Days is like easily one of the best manga ever.
It's so good.
I mean, it's number 2 right now.
When it gets an anime, it's like going to be so big. I can feel it.
Yeah, I think it's gonna be like probably like I feel like it's
Chainsaw
gonna be a shonen series as big as JuJutsu Kaisen. I don't know, maybe not Chainsaw because Chainsaw had such an audience before it was an anime. But we'll see.
True.
But
True.
Yeah, One Piece has been really good.
Really good. So good.
There's
Always.
so much happening.
Also, I'm caught up, so I can talk about this now.
Trent's caught up in One Piece. Look at that. That's so crazy. Look at the time.
Finally, bro. Finally, one of us. One of the people that are just starving for new chapters, but also kind of hating at the same time. What did happen in the last chapter? Like I said, it feels like it's been so long.
He's fighting Rob
Lucci.
Right
Rob
now.
Lucci. Yeah. And Rob Lucci has an awakened zone form.
Yeah, dude, it's crazy.
Seraphim have been shown how powerful they are, kind of. Borsellino's joining the fight, I think, at the end of the chapter, which is the Light Admiral. Vegapunk's had a lot of stuff. Vegapunk knows how to...
Seraphim.
Oh, Vegapunk is coming with them.
Yeah, Vegapunk's coming with them. He knows how to replicate devil fruits that aren't Logias.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Insane. Yeah. Like, can you imagine what he could actually do with that kind of ability?
Right.
But like, I'm sold on the Seraphims, dude. It's just like a way of having the 7 Warlords of the Sea without actually having them around.
It's sick.
And they can all be controlled by one person. It's crazy.
I think it's crazy they have to be in child form when they're the Seraphims.
Well,
I think it's
because they're new clones. Yeah. It's like they're still growing.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Like, I almost hope that like if you play Metal Gear, there's a lot of clones in that, and the clones grow up faster. So it'd be cool if the Seraphims, like, whenever they're actually fighting, it's like a young Mihawk, just like absolutely wrecking shit.
Yeah.
If it comes down to it, I think that we could honestly see the Seraphims go against like the old Warlords for like the final fight. I think that could be a good matchup, a fun way to do it, you know.
Yeah.
But also Luffy's ability. Like, we got a good look at it in, like, with Kaido's fight, but now seeing him use, like, casually, it's just fun. It's a fun fight, just to see him do all this wacky shit.
I don't know how I feel about it still. I think overall it's a really cool design, but I think I'm going to miss the Gomu Gomu.
He still does the Gomu Gomu, but... You know, he's just kind of putting a lot more creativity behind it. That's like his whole thing. He can just do whatever he wants at this point because he has Toon Force. You know,
right?
Like,
it is Looney Tunes the Devil Fruit, which is interesting.
It could not be
it's
more
Oda
fitting for Luffy.
Yeah, it's very Oda. It's a fun thing. I really like his ability. I think it's different. It's better, I think, than just giving him basically a clone of Super Saiyan. You know?
Yeah.
I like it when people put their own creative spins on like transformations and stuff. And while a lot of people online were speculating Gear 5 to basically just be him covered in armament hockey, or like a Snake Man, but like stronger, I think this is definitely a better fit.
Right.
And overall, One Piece has been good. It's just been a good time. I've been liking it. Been liking where we're at, but just feel like it's an overload.
It's also been going at a much faster pace. Like,
yeah.
Even though I binge Wano, I could tell that it was a fucking snail's crawl arc.
Yeah.
Yeah, for week to week it was.
Yeah.
Definitely.
I can't imagine reading Wano weekly. I truly can. But Egghead weekly has not been so bad.
No, because a lot of stuff actually happens in Eggman.
We're actually getting information, so that helps.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's like crazy information dump after information dump recently.
So it actually becomes kind of a lot. Like, I don't know if you guys remember, but there was literally a fight between Law and Blackbeard a little while back, and that shit was crazy. Did we even get a conclusion to that? I can't remember.
No, we did not.
No, we didn't.
Also reading it, I remember you guys were talking about it, and you were confused on why Law became a woman. Doc Q has a devil fruit where he can create diseases.
Yeah.
And inflict them on you. So that's Doc Q's power.
His ability, so he made a disease that makes you.
He made a disease that changes you into a woman.
Crazy, bro.
And then Law used hockey to get it out of him.
Yeah, that makes sense. I thought that maybe he had a copy of like Ivankov's ability, because like Ivankov can like change the hormones or something to like make them a man or a woman or whatever they want. But yeah, all right.
He is Roboco been funny.
Roboco. Shit, I forgot about Roboco. Hold on. Oh, I'm looking at the wrong thing again, that's why. God damn it. Okay. Roboco. I don't know why it's so high up, honestly. I really don't. Is
it because of the anime?
It might be. I think that might be partially due to it, and the anime's been pretty great so far. But I don't know. I really don't know why this chapter's so high up. It's literally Bondo going on a date with like his crush or whatever, and then his friends have to keep on fixing it for him because he has that whole character trope thing where he can't think straight or logically when it's a double issue of Jump and he just hasn't had any Jump to read. I think it's a weird thing to have, but okay, sure. And he just goes on this date and his friends have to basically just like cover for him the entire time, and then that's basically it. So yeah,
sounds about
I don't know. It's whatever. I don't care for these kinds of chapters, but let's move on.
My Hero.
Why is it number 1?
Lead color. That's why.
True.
Yeah, I think we've talked this almost to death. It's just not good anymore.
Yeah. I think I saw something today saying like the creator of My Hero said that the ending was forced to be changed for My Hero. So that might have something to do with it.
How?
I don't know. Like maybe it would have been darker, like what we were getting with Deku and stuff when he was like Dark Deku. Maybe that was when
I
started like the change point. I don't know.
But like I don't know. Like you have JuJutsu Kaisen in the magazine. Like
I don't know. Like I said, it's just something I saw today. Scrolling YouTube.
It's weird.
I don't even really remember what happened in this chapter. I just know that it probably wasn't very memorable if I can't even recall little bits of it.
Also, so like they almost made Uraraka's feel like a unimportant character even more so than she already was, because she's fighting what's the insane girl's name?
Toga.
She's fighting Toga, and like Toga's been through a lot recently. She's like an actual villain now, and like one of her best friends in life died, and Uraraka said something like, "No, we're not finished talking about love."
Yeah.
And Toga's like, "I don't care about that anymore, man.
Horikoshi can't write
people
women.
are dying."
Horikoshi can't write women, dude.
So I don't know. He's writing Toga fine. Toga's like a cool character now. I used to hate Toga.
I think the reason I hate Toga is just because I see her everywhere.
Yeah. My Hero fans do ruin everything. But I don't know. I'm past caring about this fucking manga. Everything sucks.
Like they didn't even manage to keep like Dobby dead. Like, why couldn't they at least even do that? Why you gotta do this?
Yeah, there's too many ass pulls, and it's every ass pull makes it worse.
I do agree with your take on Toga, but like I just I don't know. I don't care. I don't care about a lot of stuff anymore with this. with just a lot of the things in it. I don't know. Maybe it's burnout, or maybe I just never really liked My Hero.
I don't think it is.
I don't know.
I don't think it is burnout. I think it's genuinely just a genuinely worse series. Like the teleport. What is his name? I don't remember any name for this fucking series. The teleporting guy with the portals. He got released without any significant moment from either Eraserhead or the microphone guy. Like they kind of.
I thought microphone guy was like helping guard him. No.
No, he was helping guard him, but there wasn't like a moment of like, like they didn't cash out on the drama of it.
I'm sure they will before the arc is done, but like
I don't know, because he's already outside. He's already teleported people, so it's like.
Well, we know they're gonna win in the end, right? Most likely. So I'm just saying, like,
maybe they don't deserve it.
All right, how we want to wrap this up?
We'll talk about some news. There's obviously a lot to catch up on and big stuff to talk about. Obviously, the biggest, like we mentioned briefly, that HunterXHunter will be moving to a different magazine or will no longer be considered ever a part of Weekly Shonen Jump's lineup again, which is kind of crazy because that's been in Jump since even before One Piece started. So that's
kind of technically.
Was it?
I think it was around the same time.
Yeah. But yeah, it's been in Jump's lineup for over 20 years, which is kind of crazy. So to see that gone,
gone.
Yeah, because it's never getting finished. There's no way.
Yeah, probably not.
I'm just kidding. Who knows? Who knows? we'll see. We'll see. But I mean, obviously that's just big stuff. Like the Chainsaw Man anime finished, and we've gotten anime announcements for Undead Unluck, Yozakura, and.
The Undead Unluck anime trailer, did you guys see it? Did you guys see the trailer front? It looks awesome. David Productions, dude. They killed it. Absolutely.
Also, David Productions is pretty good sometimes. Sometimes they're bad. But I have good hope in that.
Yeah, I have really a lot of hope in it.
I'm trying to think what else we have. Cool little thing, just a little nod, was the Blue Box mangaka drew Akane, and the Akane mangaka drew Chinatsu. And I thought that was cute.
Something else that just recently happened. I think it was the author for Dandadan and the author for Hell's Paradise, Yogakuraku, did art for Chainsaw Man. Like a little while ago. I don't think I retweeted it or not, but it's really cool. You know, it's just like kind of respect going for both of them because they all worked together, I think, on Fire Punch, right?
Yes.
Yeah. And then the Slam Dunk movie just came out in theaters in Japan. The poll for the Naruto popularity contest has seen results. Minato is the most popular Naruto character, followed by Itachi.
Yeah. I'd like to see a Minato manga. I think that's what the contest is for. Like, whoever wins gets like their own manga for a little bit. So that's cool.
Yeah, I think that's kind of it for the big news. I'm trying to think.
I can't think of anything.
Hoshi no Ko got new visuals or something, right? That's not really.
Well, geez, I think it was even over the hiatus that Hoshi no Ko has gotten an anime trailer.
Okay.
Spy Family is getting a movie. And obviously season 2.
And season 2. All in the same year, too. Like, that's crazy.
Yep. Chainsaw Man and Mashele are getting a stage play.
Yeah, I saw that. I really love Chainsaw Man. How did Chainsaw Man stage play go through? It almost wanted to be Goodbye Eri.
Bro, I can't wait for the splash zone seats. You know, everyone's gonna throw fake blood.
Yeah, the splash zone seats where Makima squirts on you.
That's crazy.
Holy shit, this stuff smells funky, bro.
You should smell the splash zone ticket winners.
Oh my god. Okay. Chainsaw Man, like part 2. What have you guys been thinking about that? Why don't we talk about that?
It's actually so fucking good. Go read it right now. It's the best manga ever in the world.
Yeah, with this recent chapter, a lot has paid off in this most current chapter. I think it was 116. I think right.
Yes. Yeah. It is episode 16 or 18 of the part 2.
Yeah.
It's been fucking amazing.
Been good.
Also, there's a cool little Elusive Samurai website that's out there now, and it looks cool. That's all.
Yeah. All right. Well,
with that being said, thank you guys so much for watching this episode. Thank you guys for being active in the Discord while we've been on hiatus.
Yeah.
So we really appreciate it. It's been always fun talking with you guys about Weekly Shonen Jump and other manga. So, yeah, thank you guys so much. Keep up the conversation, and we're happy to be back. I hope you guys will enjoy the podcast again, and let us know if there's anything you want to hear from us. And we'll see you guys in the next issue. This was a double issue, so we're starting with issue 6 next week. So we'll see you in issue 6. See you guys.
All right, see ya.
Later.